What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the world's worst fishing lure making TV. I'm your host, Chris Jones, and we are coming at y'all again with another bait maker reacts video. So today we're going to be looking at various baits, soft baits around the bait making community, and we're going to see what you guys and gals have been up to, and we're going to give you our thoughts on each one. So the first video was really fun to make. It was really fun to not only look at other people's work, but also get a chance to talk about it, give sort of like my thoughts and review on it, and introduce you guys maybe to some people and bait makers that you didn't know about. So I found that to be very satisfying for just a lot of reasons. You know, a lot of you left really positive comments on the video, so it seemed like a good concept. So here we are with round two. Here we go. And be sure to stay tuned for the end of this video, because we're going to be reviewing baits in person from one other bait maker who sent me a few baits to review. So we're going to be looking at stuff on social media, and we have a special in-person, in my hand bait review that we're going to be looking at as well at the end. Alright, so we're going to immediately start out with an absolute banger, okay? So this guy, Trevor, super awesome guy, super helpful, really, he's really encouraging to new bait makers as well. And I mean, just look at this picture right here, and this is just one out of many. Shasta Bass Baits, okay? I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I never know if it's Shasta or Shasta. I think it's all that, you know, fishing region in California, Shasta Lake, I think. So please correct me if I'm wrong. However, I've been a huge fan of his work for a long time. Probably right when I first started taking hand pouring seriously, I would see some of his work and just be like, oh my gosh, like this guy is an absolute freak. He's one of the masters. I mean, if we just look at these trout right here, look at some of the color in those. I mean, there's just so much going on there. There's pinks, there's greens, there's hues of turquoise. I like how he's even used bright painted pink inserts for the line through inserts, because that right there is the BTS mold line through swim bait mold. You can actually pour this mold at home, but good luck doing it this good. But no, I really like how he's used some custom inserts there. That pink in the nose is actually the internal weight system, and it adds just another layer of effect. It's incredible. You know, looks like maybe some hand applied dotting paint on the sides. Looks like the top color has some flake. You know, that's a big wide mold, and the fact that his tops are very flat shows that he, you know, I mean, this goes without saying, but like he understands temperatures. He's not getting a dip or a valley in the top, because I mean, that bait is that wide on top. There's a lot of plastic that needs to cool down, and you can get that dip in the top. And I mean, yeah, that's just absolutely incredible. A lot, what looks to be a lot of powdered effects placed in there. Sorry, my garage door, the little door in the back, just closed. And finished it off with a solid black eye for lots of contrast. I would say his work is probably what gave me the inspiration to start using solid black pupils. What can you say? This is absolutely incredible. So, yeah, Shasta Bass Baits, he's a master. If you're in the market for some big baits or just want some inspiration, definitely check him out. So here's a really exciting bait maker. I believe he's a pretty young guy. Like, I believe he's a teenager. Down in South America, I believe he is in Brazil. Yeah, super cool stuff, Magno Baits. So he's, you know, I've had a lot of conversations via DM on Instagram with this young man, and really cool stuff. You can see that's a custom made mold right there. I would kind of classify it as like a little minnow or a shiner. I'm not really sure what he calls it, but super cool stuff. Lots of capsuling, lots of dusting layers. You can see there's a lot of detail in a very small bait, right? He's just holding it over three fingers. So you can see how small of a little shiner that is, and how much detail and how much color he's put into it. So I'm a big fan of his work. I think he's got probably a couple different sizes, but most of what I see is this kind of shiner bait right here. Absolutely cool stuff. And there again, I think he's a young guy. So he's definitely onto something. I'd say he's got a really bright future. He's one of the bait makers that I follow on Instagram a lot, and just to see something that's, you know, completely unique to him, you know, a custom bait that he's made, and just how much work he's putting into such a small bait. You know, a lot of us put a lot of work, a lot of detail, a lot of time into like a set of bigger baits. You know, he's forcing a lot of time and detail into just this teeny tiny little 2.5-inch looking shiner, and that takes an incredible amount of patience and dedication. You know, I really like what he's done here with that color, kind of matching that golden vein with the gold eye. Super cool stuff. So yeah, Magno Baits in Brazil, big fan of his. There again, he's a young man. I probably wouldn't have known about him if he hadn't reached out to me, you know, and started just chatting with me about baits a long time ago. So yeah, he's definitely somebody that I follow. Definitely check him out. Next up, we have Johnny Sweet. Okay, he's just the sweetest. He's just a sweet pea, let me tell you. Yeah, so this guy, he's been in the bait world a long time now. I think his company is 5.13 Lure Works. I'll have to figure that out here. But he does a lot of kind of what I would term or deem skin pouring. So like you've seen me do a lot of really intricate layered pours. Johnny likes to do that a lot as well. So if we just look at this example, we have sort of a purple to blue hyper shift that he has poured and placed in the head, right, in the head of the bait. Looks like he has also angled the molds a little bit to pour an orange belly. There's several ways that you can place orange in the throat, or I would call this a throat, an orange throat. You can put them down in the belly section as well. You can angle the mold and pour it, or you can skin it in there. Then it looks like sort of a skin layer. Sorry. He put some detail there in just the side fins as well. So he's put a color in there. He has then poured a skin layer pretty much down the whole body, which from this angle kind of looks brown. I believe it's probably got some color shift in it as well, because I think he's doing a lot more color shift powders now. Looks like some dotting paint to kind of get that kind of vertical splotch barring, probably beneath that layer, and then filled it in with whatever his top color is. So beautiful, beautiful stuff there. I really like the way, I don't normally put hyper shifts in skin pours. It's just not where my brain goes whenever I'm trying to layer color, but I really like how he was able to pull it off with, you know, that kind of purple to blue hyper shift that we see a lot, like your ZTX, your ZTP. He was able to put that into heads, and it doesn't detract from the bait or doesn't look out of place. It sort of blends in with the whole theme of this color pattern. And yeah, great job. So yeah, 5.13 Lure Works, Johnny Sweet. He's got a YouTube channel as well, where he does a lot of these type of pours on video. So definitely check him out. So these are super cool. These shrimp immediately caught my eye. I don't remember exactly when I first saw these shrimp, but I immediately took a screenshot and was like, I want to include those in my next review video. I was able to find them on Instagram to figure out who it was. I still don't know the name of the person, so I'm very sorry. But the Instagram is STX_Outdoors. And just look at this. This is super cool. Blue highlight top, okay? I don't think he's put anything else in there except blue highlight on the top. And then he's got sort of a, what I would call, or what I would use is just a few drops, maybe like a light scuppernong bottom or a light brown or something. I think that's where I would try to duplicate this, is maybe start with scuppernong. But you have sort of that light brown scuppernongish bottom with that red and black flake. And in fact, it might just be a couple of different sizes of red flake only. But what a cool color. I would have never thought of that. Just a simple laminate, but he poured it incredibly well. That's in the open pour shrimp, the AI Molds open pour shrimp. And that's just an incredible color combination that to me looks, I mean, I would absolutely boil those shrimp and eat them with cocktail sauce. That is beautiful work, and it would not be that difficult, I think, to replicate. So it's it's absolutely stunning, but it's not out of the realm of possibility in terms of being complicated. You know, like those Shasta swim baits that we looked at earlier, man, that would take even the most experienced of us bait makers a long time to reverse engineer that one to get that one right. This one you can do right away, and it's just as stunning. So yeah, great work, whoever you are. I'm sorry I don't know your name, but please feel free to leave a comment down below if you see this video and just be like, bro, those are my shrimp. That way we can all give you some applause, because that is super cool. And what I like most is how outside of the box the thinking is there. Alright, so this next one, you know, this just hurts personally to even mention this dude because he's such a dork. I'm just kidding. No, this is Lee Pennington, okay? We call him Raymond in a few circles. And we like to, myself and Adam Coble from Coble's Custom Lures, which he will definitely be on some future videos if we do more of these. We like to give Lee Pennington a hard time. He gives us a hard time back. We're all good buds. Look at this right here, though. This is really cool. You know, that's the original BTS swim bait mold that's now been discontinued. But what I really like here is his use of color. You know, I used to make a color a lot like this. I called it Purple Ghost Shad. I don't think I've made it in a long time now. But, you know, essentially this is a 3-layer laminate pour. What I really love is how well he's gotten the whole glass see-through look here. And part of that is the clear dip, okay? So this is probably just a clear belly, or maybe it's a clear belly with a little bit of some sort of Nordic or alien pearl hypershift powder in it. And then what looks to be sort of a blue-purple color shift vein. I have one that looks a lot like that. I think it's called Atlantic Color Shift or Atlantis or something like that. And then a black top. A really, really simple color profile. But in this mold, when he's clear dipping it, you can just see how, wow, like it almost looks like you're looking through glass and everything's a little bit distorted, right? If you look at it, you can't even really tell where the vein even is. It's part of the illusion effect that you get from clear dipping. So really, really special stuff there. I believe those are Brule eyes that he put on them. Lee Pennington, super, he's just an incredibly talented bait maker. He's doing incredible things with hard baits as well in terms of painting hard baits, you know, glide baits, shads, things like that. So he's not just a soft bait guy. He's got a ton of, I mean, this dude's shop puts mine to shame. Like, I would love to get in there and just play all day because he has a lot of things that I don't. So yeah, this is super cool. Really great use of color. And yeah, Lee Pennington. I'll put a picture up of his Instagram so that you can find him on Instagram as well. But yeah, those are absolute stunners. Stunners. What else can you say? That's how you use that mold right there. So after our first bait maker reacts video, Smash Tech Baits, I believe, actually left a comment saying, hey, why don't you look at some of our stuff? And I was like, that's a great idea. Smash Tech, I don't know if they're the ones who did the video or if somebody else posted a video in their shop, but they have a really, really great soft plastic bait making video pouring one of their, I guess, like homemade in-house silicone molds. There's a really great video of him showing you how he pours his swim baits in silicone, you know, his 3-layer laminates. And it's great learning material. You can see just how big his shop is. I mean, these guys are doing it big time. And this right here, you know, I'm assuming that's probably a proprietary mold that they have made. I don't exactly know what his process is here. I don't know if that's silicone. I don't know if it's plastisol, but I'm assuming that's a custom injection mold that they've either made or made the master and had it fabricated, and then they're painting it. So just look at these patterns right here. I love the shading and the fins. What I really like is the shading around the eyeball as well. You got the kill dot, which you got to have, sort of like a sexy shad there on the right side. Probably more of like a natural gizzard shad is what I would call it on the left. Yeah, these guys are doing incredible things. It was hard to even select a picture that I wanted to use because I wanted to use like 20 different pictures. They have so many molds in their catalog, or so many baits in their catalog. It's incredible. They have one of the most realistic soft plastic bluegills I've ever seen. They've got, you know, some more traditional hand poured molds, you know, with flat tops like I like to do. There's pretty much nothing that they don't do at an incredibly high level. So definitely check them out if you don't know SmashTech Baits. Really great stuff. You know, I love seeing still high-end custom work, but on a more scalable scale, if that makes sense. I mean, these guys are doing tackle warehouse orders. I mean, they are really doing it big, but still maintaining that custom garage bait maker quality, you know, that a lot of big brands just really can't compete with. So yeah, great stuff there. Those shads are absolutely beautiful. I wish we could just thumb through their whole catalog, but we'd be here all day. So yeah, anyway, SmashTech Baits, and those are just two examples of just probably what, their 5-inch gizzard shad mold. I mean, there's so much more there to unpack. It's unbelievable, but yeah, really great stuff again. Thanks guys for reaching out. All right, so Jake's Lure Joint. I kind of first found out about him on TikTok. He was doing a lot of TikTok lives and still does them a lot. And started kind of tuning in every now and then, kind of whenever I had time. We even did a joint TikTok live at one point, and he hangs out with, oh gosh, I'm completely drawing a blank, Alan Hackard, who's an incredible hand pourer. So he definitely has had some a good friend to know in terms of showing you the ropes. So anyway, that's him right there. He was kind enough to send these to me. So let's check it out. This is the Angleric AI Molds 5-inch open pour swim bait. And what we see here is what I would consider to be a sort of speckled crappie pattern. Probably more along the lines of a white crappie. And immediately, what I would say is he probably poured a capsule somewhere along the line. Looks like we didn't quite fill in there, but that's okay. Yeah, I'm looking for the signs of the capsule, but basically what I would say is the capsule has all this flake in it. So you're basically going to pour a capsule with all of this flake. All that flake, which kind of gives you that speckled look in a speckled perch or a crappie, is basically in your outer capsule layer. And then behind that, it looks like he may have brushed some sort of green mica powder, some green powder in there. You can see this faint hint of green. And filled it in with sort of a charcoal pearl top. It looks like maybe snow shine with a few drops of black or something. It's really hard to say. He can completely tell me if I'm wrong. And, you know, normally your tail color kind of indicates what the actual top color is. So you can see all of the effect is on the outside. Yeah, beautiful stuff. White pearl belly. Yep. Yeah, very consistent between the three baits. Beautiful stuff here. Is this swim bait blend or something softer? And what? It does not smell like Dead On. It might be bait plastics or something else. I want to clean that up. That's bothering me. Where are my scissors? Yeah. What I like about this color is that the color profile is really subtle, right? The green isn't just bright, popping. It's very natural. It's easy to put too much color in these, and then they don't quite have that natural hue. So where I would probably award him my biggest praise is keeping the color subtle, right? It's very subtle. You can really only see that green at certain angles, and he didn't overcrowd it by trying to add too much color. You know, you could also add a few little hues of gold and purple and make it more black crappie. You could even do some like splotched vertical barring just to give it a little bit more effect, but I think for what he was going for, he got exactly what he wanted. So yeah, downward facing eyeball pupils, I like it. That's different. See, those are just things that I wouldn't think of. So yeah, you know, I guess my only criticism, and I don't know if he wants that or not, is it looks like he could have gotten his temperatures a little bit higher. We have a little bit of shrinkage there, and then you can see the top, you know, if we really want to nitpick it, the top has a few little rough parts to the edge. You can see there. And that normally won't happen if the molds are at full screaming hot pourable temperature. That plastic just fills right in. You're going to get that smooth top every time that you really won't have to trim. Yeah, these are really pretty. And I may be completely wrong about the temperature thing because his tops are so incredibly flat. So it could be he had his temperatures up and maybe just over poured the tails. I over pour the tail sections on the 4s all the time. I've gotten pretty good with the 5s, but so that may just be some evidence of just cleaning up some over pour. So it's not a lot, but here's one that I over poured in the tail. You can see this part right here. All that. There was a little bit of over pour there. There's a little bit of over pour on that one right there. And this is the same exact one. This is the 5-inch mold. So yeah, you can definitely have a little bit of rough edge on the top if you have to clean them up, which hey, it does happen. Like here's another one from that set. All right, if I hold it at an angle, there's over pour there, over pour here, lots of over pour right there, over pour up here. Where I've kind of found my best luck is to trim it off before you open it. Just pinch it off right there on the edge of the mold. That's cleaner than I can get it with scissors. So like if I took this out first and then tried to clean it up with a razor blade or scissors, it's not going to look quite as good. If I just pinch it against the mold, I tend to cover up my mistakes a little bit better. So, but yeah, check it out, guys. Thanks again, Jake, for sending these to me. These are absolutely stunners. I really, really like the subtlety of the color and the consistency. So there again, you know, if you're looking for some excellent hand-poured swim baits, definitely check him out. He's on Instagram, and you can always find him on TikTok, which is really fun to watch somebody make your baits, which to me just gives it more of a personal thing. You know, this is already a handmade bait by a real human, made to order for you, and in this guy's case, you could probably even see him make your order, which is a really cool thing that's really unique to the custom bait maker, which, hey, we're all about custom baits on this channel. And real quick, it wouldn't be a world's worst fishing video without showing y'all some recent work. So we have some blue craw 6-inch bot worms hanging out there, and these came out really great. This is the Immortal green color shift shad. I don't know if you could see it in the 4-inch mold right there. That's dead on 24 karat shift there in the vein. Dip Your Car ZTG there in the top, dead on plastic swim bait blend, just straight clear for the belly. You can see how clear that plastic comes out. This is a run of 6-inch dotted gray gizzard shad. Beautiful color there. I love how natural it is. One of my best sellers, and always a challenge to make. This one is more difficult than like my hickory shad that a lot of people do. And then I have some solids here. We also looked at one of these. This is just violet highlight powder. I just call it violet shad. Really cool stuff there. And you can see I had a little bit of boo-boo on the top there myself. Had to clean it up. But hey, nothing's perfect, I guess. But you can certainly, we certainly try. So yeah, there's a little bit of recent work. We have been pouring our legs off, or our hands off, wrists off, fingers off, whatever it is. Well, okay, everybody, that's going to wrap this video up. Super fun to look at everyone else's work, and hey, I get the day off, right? I don't have to make baits on camera. But we will be back to that just as soon as you can turn around. I have a lot of ideas that I want to try to do. If you haven't checked out our latest video when we did the bait seminar, definitely check that out. That was super cool. It's a video unlike any other. I launched it on like a Tuesday morning at like 9 a.m., which was not smart to launch it, but I finally got a version to upload that didn't get a copyright strike because of all the background music that was playing in the kayak store. I didn't even think about it at the time. You know, we recorded like 4 hours of footage that all had all this background music on, and every now and then it would be quiet enough that the algorithm or the YouTube checks would pick up on it. So I had to crop out a lot of material, but when I finally got one to upload, I was just like, I'm just gonna push it out right now. It was like 9 in the morning. So I knew that was not good algorithmically. So definitely go check that out. And yeah, we will definitely see you guys in the next video. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. We're like 5 subs away from 90,000. So let's get there. We'll see you in the next one.